You, you folks have just heard I was a PFC in the Army. That's as far as I got. How many of you folks are in the Army? Woo! How many beyond PFC? Now, as far as I got. And I want to tell you right now, one of my best friends is the general right here.
Wow.
He's a 4-star general, General Mike Flynn. This is one of the great generals in American military history. Let's thank him for what he's done. Hey, I'm really glad to tell all you women about Trump. You're as smart as I knew you were. I mean, I tell my wife all the time that women are smarter than men. Now, I'm lying a little bit about that as we go along. But for you women for Trump, you make damn sure your husbands are as smart as you are too, if you will, when this is all over. Now, I'm really pleased to have an opportunity to talk a little bit about Donald Trump. I call him St. Donald for short. And in college, I was a graduate of Ohio State, and I said that just to let you folks get a little steam off, you know, and I do tell you that when I was coaching basketball at Indiana, we were always tickled to death to beat your ass in basketball. I want you to know that. But let's just talk about St. Donald for a moment. This is a guy that is extremely smart. And I, as I mentioned, was a graduate at Ohio State. My major was in history and government. So this isn't the first time I've been involved with thinking about a presidential candidate or whatever might go along with that. But I look at where we are today, that from as far back as George Washington being president, we are in the most critical situation today that the American public has ever had to encounter since George Washington. Now, I want to ask you this question, just a simple question. How many of you are satisfied with where we have been in the last 8 years? I think that we have an opportunity here with this man, Donald Trump, as I call him, St. Donald. We have a chance with him to get where we want to be, where we should be, and where we have to be as the leader of our nation. Donald Trump is just not well known in America. He's not just a national figure. Donald Trump is an international figure. He's known all over the world. And the rest of the world knows that they aren't going to have an easy deal with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is as tough, as smart, and wants to win as much as anybody we have ever had in the presidential office. We have spent, and it's not necessarily his fault, but we have spent the last 8 years with a president who may have come with the worst background for the job of presidency of any presidential candidate in our history. When we look at where we are and what our debt is to the rest of the world, That's where Donald Trump comes into play. This is why I'm here to speak with you and visit with you a little bit this afternoon. Donald Trump, as I said, not national, he's international. He's known around the world. And in that position, in that situation, he's not going to be easy for the rest of the world to deal with. He's going to, what we need in basketball, same thing we need in government. Tough, smart, and want to win. And that's what Donald Trump is all about. Now, I'll guarantee you a couple of things before I go any further. Number one, how many mothers do we have out there? Please raise your hands, you mothers. I want to tell you mothers that your son or your daughter will never be left hanging somewhere overseas like what happened in Benghazi. Four American sons were left to hang out to dry by this current administration. Four people that had mothers just like all of you mothers here today. And I'll guarantee you that that will never happen under a Trump administration. And the second thing I guarantee you of is this: there will never be a time in a Donald Trump administration in the White House where somebody will be accepting money from foreign governments to put in their own pocket. Donald Trump is the person alive, the only person alive that I think can even come close to doing what has to be done with our government to get us all back where we want to be. He had nothing to do with where we are, but he will have everything to do with where we're going to be. And let me, if I, would all of you Democrats raise your hand? Now, don't be embarrassed, just raise your hand, all you Democrats. Now, will all of you Republicans raise your hands? All right? Now, let me tell you, I don't give a damn about you Republicans, and I don't give a damn about you Democrats, but let's hire the best person we can to be the President of the United States. And that man, Donald Trump, will not bring morons along with him. He'll bring the smartest people in the country to do the toughest jobs there are, and there are going to be a lot of them. Whoever becomes president is going to be confronted with a tremendous challenge and a lot of problems. Donald Trump had businesses all over the world. He provided jobs for people all over the world. He made millions of dollars, millions of buildings. He's smart. He's tough. And that's what we have to have. And Donald Trump, just like something that happens to Ford or General Motors or Westinghouse or any big organization, things will go wrong. Things have to be corrected. Things have to be improved upon. And that's where I think Donald Trump is an absolute genius at correcting things that have gone wrong. And he isn't going to give a damn whether it's the best Republican or the best Democrat that helps him straighten things out. What Donald Trump wants is for America to be as strong as we've ever been. And if we elect him president, I'm going to guarantee you we're going to be the best country ever to be in the world. I really, I think you can tell that I like Donald Trump. And I hope that you will carefully listen to what he has to say, what he wants to let you know that he wants to do, and how he wants to get us back where we have to be. And I just don't think, I think we could all sit here until hell freezes over, trying to come up with somebody that has a better qualification, a better background to take this job than Donald Trump. And quite frankly, my friends, I just don't think that person exists. I think the man, beyond any question, to put us where we want to be is the man I now give you, and that's Mr. Donald Trump.